Simon, best described as an efficient performance, I thought, today, but a good win nonetheless.
Yeah, really pleased to pick up back-to-back 3-0 victories. Nice and organised last week, and we took on that game plan again today, and really pleased with the outcome.
You mentioned 2 back-to-back 3-0 victories. It does just keep our season alive. We're still within touching distance of the playoffs, still in 9th position. The other results went for us. It's something that you've still got to keep one eye on, isn't it?
Yeah, inch by inch we try and step up and narrow that gap between us and the top spots where we all want to be. We know it would be some turnaround if at the end of the season we do end up in the playoffs, but all we can do is apply ourselves with the same energy and application as today, and I think the lads deserve a lot of credit for the way they've bounced back in the last 2 weeks from the Gainsborough game.
And it's another clean sheet. I think you mentioned before the game about doing the basics right, and that's another game where we very rarely look troubled today. I think Danny Ellis and Luke Shields dealt with everything that they threw at us very well.
Yeah, I said at half time we were on it. I think for 40 minutes. I think the first 5 minutes we let them play a little bit in front of us, and maybe we were just feeling our way into the game. But we were nice and narrow in spite of that, and we reduced them to very few chances. But I do agree with you. I think Danny Ellis, Luke Shield played a big part in that, and as I said at half time, we looked a strong team and a team of bullies without being reckless, right down the core of the team, and it gave us a good platform, that physical strength.
Talking about the physical strength, Louis Swain and Simon Ainge up front must be a real handful for any centre halves to play against. You were centre back yourself. Can you imagine what they must be thinking when they see those two boys line up against them?
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't very often see Simon Ainge type up front anymore as a target man. He's physically aggressive, and he's taken it to it like a duck to water, really. Up front, it's another good goal for him, well-timed run, and alongside him, Louis Swain, back-to-back goals as well. So with those two, they're very physical, but they're starting to get a really good understanding together as well.
And that today takes Joe Leasley's assist total to 18 for the season, so he's laid on a lot of goals this season. He's one player that you said, we're looking at players for next season now. Those statistics are certainly going to stand players like Joe in good stead, aren't they?
Yeah, I think Joe's gone from strength to strength this season. I had a pop at him at half time, told him to change his boots because he underhit his first 2 crosses. That's what you can say to Joe, because he's a good lad, and you expect every ball to go in to be like David Beckham type balls, and he's really capable of the majestic crosses, and got another assist, like you say, and he continues to go from strength to strength.
And that's what it's about now for all the players. I suppose they all know the future's on the line, and you've got to judge every training session and every game with half an eye on next season.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, really. As long as they apply themselves, they do stand themselves in good stead and a good chance of being here next season. And players have to look after themselves, and make sure that every training session they're observed in the right way, and the right habits are undertaken week in, week out. And Monday morning, bang on, arrive bang on time, right attitude, and we can't stop being relentless now. 2 weeks ago, it hurt, that Gainsborough defeat, and I stepped back and said, look, I'm going to have a look at people with a view to next season, over the next month and beyond, and make sure that everyone understands, and is able to deliver under that kind of pressure.
So the next week then, what's ahead? I know this week you talked about doing a lot of work on shape and making sure that defensively we were solid, and I think that showed today. Do you take the same approach into the next 7 days?
Yeah, as I say, to build that consistency, you need to drill in those right habits, and Danny Ellis did really well at the back alongside Luke to pull in the full-backs. The midfield positions were very good. We were dropping on second balls, even the wide men starting from narrow and dropping on those second balls and driving at them. So we just have to reiterate it, and when they do well, you give them a pat on the back, and when they're maybe a bit too wide or out of position, you have to remind them what we want, and it's brought us 2 good results, and hopefully we can pick up another good result again next week. But again, it'll be a tricky game.